Welcome to All In, February 23rd, 2022. I'm Delaney Ligori. Starting today, Nichols is lifting the campus face mask policy. The University of Louisiana revised its guidelines on masking policies last week. The number of positive cases on our campus has decreased by over 80%, and the 7-day average positivity rate in Lafourche Parish is down by 48%. According to Jared David, students are no longer required to wear masks indoors, but are still encouraged to be mindful of people's personal space to lower the spread of COVID. SPA is putting on Colonel Gras this week before Mardi Gras break. Today was the Mardi Gras Mambo with the Nichols alumni. Tomorrow is the Colonel Gras in Family Day parking lot at 6 p.m. Would you be able to do this? A deal struck between a teen and a mom kept the kid off social media for 6 years and put some big bucks in his pocket. Jeremy Roth explains in today's Take a Look at This.
How much would it be worth to stay off social media for most of your teenage years? For Minnesota's Sievert Klefsauce, the price tag was $1,800. When Klefsauce was 12, his mom offered him that exact amount if he stayed off social media entirely until he was 18.
Being 12, I didn't really have a great concept of money yet, so I was like, oh, sick, yeah, absolutely.
Lorna Klefsauce says she was motivated to make the deal, which she called her 18 for 18 challenge, when she saw her daughter too engrossed in her apps and feeds.
Really, it was affecting her mood. It was affecting her friendships.
Like, oh, somebody said this about you, and then, oh, somebody did this, and like, oh, can you believe that somebody's doing that? And I was really spared from all that.
Sievert says the decision was easy because he wasn't too active on social media to begin with. Now 18, this college-bound kid has cashed in on his promise kept and is now wading into the waters of social media at his own pace.
On the whole, I definitely say totally worth it. I mean, I'd do it again.
A pair of pups in Kansas have amassed a social media following for their viral exploits as dogs on a hog, motorcycle mutts, rough riders. Okay, I'll stop. You get the idea. Jesus Carrasco says motorcycle rides with his 2 dogs were a regular thing. He even had teeny tiny custom helmets created for his puppy passengers. But since his girlfriend started a TikTok dedicated to these chopper chihuahuas, their daily doggo drives are now enjoyed by millions worldwide.
All the way across the world, Japan, China, the UK, Mexico, you know, or even just some neighbors here in Wichita.
For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
A Connecticut high school made history this weekend, winning its first ever state title in wrestling. And a big part of the team's success, a sophomore, who doctors said would likely be able to play a sport. Matt McFarland has that story.
For Cole Snyder, it's a memory that will be etched in his mind forever.
It feels amazing. I've been dreaming this my whole life.
Over the weekend, the Branford High sophomore ended up winning the Class M state championship at 170 pounds. In fact, as the #1 seed in his weight class, he was one of 4 Hornets to come in first, helping Branford win its first ever wrestling state title. And how he got here is truly amazing.
I'm 90% blind in my left eye.
It's a story not many saw coming, except for Cole, determined to not let a disability get in his way.
I'm pretty much used to it since I was like little.
16 years ago during his birth, Cole was left blind in his left eye.
When Cole was born, he was born via forceps and they split his cornea with the left eye.
As a baby, his parents traveled around the country looking to find answers, with mom Michelle saying a number of doctors even told her to never put him in sports, saying doing so would only hurt his self-esteem.
This is like everything that we've ever worked for. We never mentioned his disability. We put him in all sports and he's just succeeded and proved many doctors and many peers wrong. So this is amazing for the family.
But Cole and his family didn't listen to those doctors, getting him involved in all types of sports from a young age.
I started jiu-jitsu at my uncle's school in North Haven when I was 4.
Leading to his true love, wrestling.
It's pretty much, it's life. It's amazing.
But it's not easy. Cole's family created a special headgear with goggles sewn into them to keep him safe on the mat.
This is his way of doing. Without these, he cannot, because if he gets poked or scratched in his good eye, then he will be totally legally blind.
And through hard work, determination, and drive, he never held back on his dreams. His record this year, 30 wins and just 4 losses to go along with both a conference and Class M championship. Proving it's not easy to beat a person who never gives up. And that goes for not just on the mat, but also in life.
I would just say do whatever your mind tells you to do, and also believe in yourself and believe in your coaches and parents, and whatever you want to do, you can accomplish it.
One of the oldest college radio stations in Louisiana broadcasts from Nicholls State University. 50 years ago, KNSU 91.5 FM began broadcasting from Pelletier Hall. The original call letters of the station were KVFG, and then the Nicholls State president Vernon Galliano. Many notable people have come through the station, many radio and television personalities, a state senator, and a Chief Justice of Louisiana Supreme Court. The exact date of the first broadcast was February 19, 1972. There will be a celebration in the fall that will conclude a concert and documentary on the first 50 years of KNSU. A teaser trailer for the documentary was released on Saturday on our YouTube page, but we will show it to you right here.
When Francis T. Nicholls Junior College opened in 1948, Thibodaux was a sleepy little town. Then, at 6 p.m. on Saturday, February 19th, 1972.
KFBG signs on the air, broadcasting from the campus of Nicholls State University in Thibodaux, Louisiana. This is Paul Cook, station manager of KVFG.
Coming this fall from Colonel Media Group, 50 years of radio at Nicholls. Why did they not originally call the station KNSU? Maybe it has something to do with this ship. Well, not this ship, but one like it. Why is this DJ broadcasting from the top of a tower? What caused most of the staff to quit in 1978? When did the name change to KNSU? Why classic rock? Then why alternative rock? What the hell is alternative rock anyway? Which DJ went on to become Chief Justice of the Louisiana Supreme Court? When was this hair in style? Or this hair? Why did KNSU start broadcasting from a closet? What is vinyl? And how the hell did they get the money for these improvements? Learn the answers to all these questions and more in the movie 50 Years of Radio at Nicholls. 50 years of stories will be shared.
And today I'm here with a great musician and artist, Charlie Daniels. Hi, Charlie. Welcome to Thibodaux. Well, thanks a lot, man. It's really good being here. Charlie, where are you going next?
Maybe not that story.
I had this Jamaican roommate, and he wanted to smoke, but he wasn't talking about just the regular Marlboro Life.
Or that one. But some stories will be shared. 50 years of radio at Nicholls, coming to your computer this fall. If you would like to share your stories or be interviewed, please email us at knsu50th@gmail.com.
We'll be right back after this, a Black History Month event on Nicholls campus.
Well, yes, sir. We'll get right on that. I'll see you in the morning, okay? All right, bye. I'm going to need you to pull the 2 coordinates for the DOQQ. TLU Communication needs to build a new tower to fill a gap in their cell coverage, and they're going to need a clear line of sight between that tower and their antenna.
I'm downloading the DTM for a cross-section view.
We're going to have to get that hill ground truth to find out what's there.
There's a field cleanup vicinity. I can make the call.
Here, what do you need? We have a mature pine plantation about 60 feet tall.
There's a clear line of sight at 175 feet and above. That's how tall they'll need to build.
All right, looks good. Print it off. All right, here's the information on the hill we were looking at. It seems perfect for your new tower.
We'll start construction immediately. Thanks for getting us so quickly. In the past, we'd have to wait weeks.
You gotta love modern geomatics.
More like geo magic. We need boundary and topographic survey.
From going up on a plantation to meeting several presidents, Dr. Jinx Broussard accepted and overcame all challenges that faced a young black woman in the 50s. The Department of Mass Communication denied a Dr. Broussard as part of their Black History Month program. She spoke about growing up on a plantation and becoming the first African American female to go to a journalism school at LSU. She shared her story of overcoming racism and sexism as she became the first African American reporter for a New Orleans paper, to becoming the communications director of the mayor of New Orleans, to her current position as a professor at LSU. The stories were meant to inspire the students in the audience to accept and conquer all challenges. The biggest challenge she passed on was to work hard to make your dreams a reality. The entire program is now up on the KNSU YouTube page. A new facility at the Colorado State University boasts state-of-the-art equipment for their therapy horses. Equipment like underwater treadmills, a vibration station, and a heating device called a solarium. Danny New got to see some of the horses on the machines, and he tells us why it's so important for them.
My Peloton still hasn't arrived, so maybe I should invest in one of these babies instead. An underwater equine treadmill. Eccentric concept aside, it's actually a very useful machine for strengthening the horses here at CSU Spurs Equine Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center.
The number one benefits is just the effect of water, improving their range of motion, in particular in this unit, as well as having them work against the resistance of water improves their overall muscle strength and neuromuscular timing.
And then when the horses are done with their hydro trek,
this is solarium, so it's heat therapy. So we use it for horses to help them dry off after they've been in any type of the aquatic therapies, but it also provides heat therapy. So if they've got some muscle tenderness or muscle tightness across their back, it helps kind of loosen that up, just like you or I laying on a heating pad if we've got sore back or tight muscles.
look, they even have a vibration station, which helps with the horse's bone density. So I guess the question you might be asking is, why? Why do these horses have really expensive machines? I mean, this treadmill costs $165,000. Well, they are actually therapy horses, and the staff is training them to help people like veterans, seniors, and children with disabilities.
The motion of the horse is the closest thing to the human walk that you can find. It's better than replicating it with a machine or anything else. So if you have people who don't walk well or don't walk at all, put them on the horse's back, and it helps their body get used to the motion of walking.
That's just one of the many ways the horses can lend a helping hoof. But these machines enable the staff to make sure horses like Adel and Laney here are up to the task of helping to heal so many people, one ride at a time.
The U.S. has lifted a temporary ban on avocados from Mexico, allowing imports of in-demand fruit to resume. And while the recent halt was brief, experts say the impact could still be felt in the next 2 weeks. Gene Sullivan has a closer look in today's Consumer Watch.
Avocado shipments from Mexico are once again entering American soil after the U.S. lifted an unusual ban.
This is not something that I remember seeing in the last 20 years.
David Magana, senior analyst for Rabobank, says that while the ban was brief, the damage was done.
Going forward, obviously, we will see availability of avocados declining, and temporarily, we will see even higher prices.
The ban was put in place after a USDA safety inspector received a credible death threat on February 11th. While it's unclear who was behind it, experts say avocados have become so popular that criminals often want to get a slice of the action.
Avocados are one of the most lucrative crops in Mexico, and we've seen, unfortunately, that there has been some cartel activity linked to them.
Nearly 90% of the avocados imported to the U.S. come from Mexico. Magana says consumers could have trouble finding avocados and could pay more for those they do find at the store.
A piece of good news is that avocado production from California will be up 15% this year compared to the production last year.
Magana says increased scrutiny on Mexican produce has been growing over the decades.
The U.S. International Trade Commission has been investigating imports from Mexico for tomatoes for more than 20 years. And recently they did something for blueberries, and now also strawberries and bell peppers.
For today's Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Scientists have confirmed what dog lovers already knew. Canines can recognize their owner's voice. Researchers at University in Budapest studied 28 dogs while the animals played hide and seek in the lab. The scientists used more than a dozen different voices, including the pet's owner. They say dogs were guided just by their owner's voice and found them in their 82% of cases. The researcher team believes dogs use some of the same voice human properties as humans to differentiate voices, such as pitch and noisiness. The team believes the study can have a real-world application for dogs with separation anxiety. After the break, we will check up on your New Year's resolutions.
Well, yes, sir. We'll get right on that. I'll see you in the morning, okay? All right, bye.
I'm going to need you to pull the two coordinates for the DOQQ. TLU Communication needs to build a new tower to fill a gap in their cell coverage, and they're going to need a clear line of sight between that tower and their antenna.
I'm downloading the DTM for a cross-section view.
We're going to have to get that hill ground truth to find out what's there.
There's a field cleanup vicinity. I can make the call.
Okay, what do you need? We have a mature pine plantation about 60 feet tall.
There's a clear line of sight at 175 feet and above. That's how tall they'll need to build.
All right, looks good. Print it off. All right, here's the information on the hill we were looking at. It seems perfect for your new tower.
We'll start construction immediately. Thanks for getting this so quickly. In the past, we would have to wait weeks.
Well, you gotta love modern geomatics.
More like geo magic.
This is a critical time in the year when it comes to sticking to those resolutions you set on January 1st. And if you failed to stick to your goals, experts say it's not too late. In today's Health Minute, Manny Gaither has 3 tips to help you recover from resolution mistakes.
Right now is really a make or break when it comes to your New Year's resolutions, because the newness and the shininess has all faded from January 1st. Whatever your goal is, make sure that it's super, super specific and customized to fit your life. So working out more, I want you to go into your calendar and place in what day and what time and what type of workout you are going to do. That's going to create an automatic habit. Being able to see your progress over time is going to give you evidence about whether or not you are actually putting in the effort that it takes to reach the goal.
Starting a business can be a challenge, but that isn't stopping 10-year-old Brody. He's selling bath bombs to raise awareness about his disability ahead of World Down Syndrome Day on March 21st. Jody Kurzman has the story.
Brody Crine is hard at work getting these bath bombs packaged up and ready to sell.
Oh, you're working fast.
He and his mom, Jen Klein, made them. Now they're hoping these bath bombs will help raise money for Designer Jeans, a local group that provides support for families and people with Down syndrome. They're also hoping their bath bombs might help raise awareness about Down syndrome, something Jen admits she knew nothing about when Brody was born 10 years ago.
Back when Brody was born, I was naive. I knew nothing about Down syndrome.
She quickly learned about the challenges and the rewards that come with raising a child with an extra chromosome.
Every day he makes me smile. Brody has taught me so much how to be a better mom, how to be a better parent. I think he has brought awareness to our whole family. Everybody looks at people with disabilities different now because of Brody, and I mean, he just teaches us so much more every day. We learn from him.
Lessons she hopes her son will continue teaching others.
There we go. On the outside, he may look different, but inside, he can do anything that he sets his mind to.
Right now, his mind is set on getting these bath bombs ready to sell.
Can you get another one?
Brody is ready to show the world what he's capable of, one bath bomb at a time.
Brody's bath bombs are so on his Facebook page. Brody's bath I'm so sorry. They cost on $2 and come in several scents and sizes. Researchers believe they may have found the answer to healing the current social divide. Music! A recent study from the University of Cambridge suggests music could play a role in overcoming divisions across the globe. That's because researchers say lovers of music tend to share similar personality traits no matter what their native countries are. The researchers studied the musical preferences of more than 350,000 people from over 50 countries, and found links between music choices and personalities are universal. For instance, if you're a fan of Marvin Gaye's What's Going On, then they say you're more likely to be an agreeable person. People who are more open, loving replay David Bowie's Space Oddity or Nina Simone. Across the globe, researchers found the same positive correlations between extroversion and contemporary music, between conscientious and unpretentious music, and between agreeableness and mellow and unpretentious music, and between openness and mellow, contemporary. It's intense and sophisticated music. All In will be right back after this.
Well, yes, sir. We'll get right on that. I'll see you in the morning, okay? All right, bye.
I'm going to need you to pull the two coordinates for the DOQQ. TLU Communication needs to build a new tower to fill a gap in their cell coverage, and they're going to need a clear line of sight between that tower and their antenna.
I'm downloading the DTM for a cross-section view.
We're going to have to get that hill ground truth to find out what's there.
There's a Phil Kuna vicinity. I can make the call.
Okay, what do you need? We have a mature pine plantation about 60 feet tall.
There's a clear line of sight at 175 feet and above. That's how tall they'll need to build.
All right, looks good. Print it off. All right, here's the information on the hill we were looking at. It seems perfect for your new tower.
We'll start construction immediately. Thanks for getting this so quickly. In the past, we'd have to wait weeks.
You gotta love modern geomatics.
More like geo magic.
There's a new #1 movie at the box office for the third straight weekend. One of its stars has been a big draw all year long. David Daniel has the top 5 estimates for Friday through Sunday.
Jackass Forever settled for 5th place, taking in $5.2 million. Death on the Nile fell from 1st to 4th in its sophomore weekend, earning $6.3 million. Spider-Man No Way Home moved up a notch to 3rd place. $7.2 million boosted its domestic total to $772 million.
What's up, dog? You remember me?
Dog debuted in 2nd place. Channing Tatum and his 4-legged companion made $15.1 million. Tom Holland topped the box office again. The video game adaptation Uncharted, starring Holland and Mark Wahlberg, opened with $44.2 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Evermore was released by Taylor Swift in December of 2020. It received a lot of praise when it was released. Here's with the review KNSU Radio in this week's music segment.
This is the All-In Weekly Music segment. I'm Claire Melvin, and today's album is Evermore by Taylor Swift. Released on December 11, 2020, Evermore was the companion, or sister album, to her 8th, Folklore, which had been released less than 5 months prior. Both albums were announced only 16 hours before their release. When announcing Evermore, Swift said, "You've all been so caring, supportive, and thoughtful on my birthday, and this time I thought I would give you something. I know this holiday season will be a lonely one for most of us, and if there are any of you out there who turn to music to cope with missing loved ones, the way I do, this is for you." Evermore is a masterclass in storytelling, putting words to complicated situations of love, marriage, infidelity, and grief. It's 15 ethereal tracks in the original version, with 2 bonus tracks in the deluxe version. All of the album's tracks entered the Billboard Hot 100 simultaneously, earning 5 top 40 hits. The album also debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart, topping it for 4 weeks. The album is also nominated for Album of the Year at the 2022 Grammys and is considered a favorite by many critics. Singles from the albums include Willow, a song more akin to a love spell, Nobody No Crime, an artfully crafted narrative about a small-town murder, and Coney Island, featuring The National, that is a calm and honest look at her previous relationships and what went wrong with them. This album had a lasting impact on Swift's discography and has seemingly set the bar for new albums going forward. This has been the All In Music segment. I'm DJ Starstruck. Tune in next week to see what album we cover next.
That's my man. Life was a willow.
Astronomers are showing the world a view of space we have never seen before. NASA says this is an unprecedented image of a giant solar eruption. This eruption took place last Thursday and stretched out over millions of miles into space. NASA and the European Space Agency's Solar Orbiter spacecraft captured the photo. The ESA said it is the largest solar prominence ever observed in a single image that includes the entire sun. A solar prominence happens when the sun ejects a huge explosion of light, solar material, and energy into the cosmos. In this eruption, the flare traveled from Earth. Amazing tales of overcoming adversity. One in the middle of the sea, the other in the middle of the ring. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
An incredible story of survival unfolded in the cold night waters off California's coast when a fisherman thrown from his boat was forced to swim for his life for hours on end.
I've literally thought about it 100 million times, like,
What if I fell off my boat and the boat was in gear?
Fisherman Scott Thompson says that's literally what happened after he fell overboard in the Santa Barbara Channel. Alone in the water, miles from the coast, Thompson spotted an illuminated oil derrick in the distance.
And I just had to keep telling myself, yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can do this.
He swam for roughly 5 hours to the derrick, nearly 3 miles away. Maritime Captain Carson Shevitz later recovered Thompson's boat.
I could only imagine what he was going through that night.
Thompson said it was thoughts of his wife and kids and the company of a harbor seal that swam alongside him that gave him hope and the will to survive.
I just looked up at the sky and I was like, God, will you please just take care of my family? And then the next thing I know, there I am at the oil derrick.
Victory in the face of adversity. That was the goal realized by this amazing high school athlete, born without a right leg, missing most of his left leg, and with just one finger on his right hand. Adonis Lattimore has been wrestling since he was 7 and just won Virginia's Class 6 state championship at 106 pounds. His parents say through the ups and the downs, they always knew their son would make an impact.
To see it all come together in that one moment is priceless.
You can accomplish anything if you put your mind to it. Just take one step at a time.
For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
That's all for today's All In. I am Delaney Ligori. Thank you for tuning in. See you next week or whenever you watch the stream.